Okay, we are set here at Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum. We're about to start, and we're about to have the national anthem. We'll unmute for the national anthem, and then we'll get this thing underway. We have about 4.5 minutes until tip-off as the St. John's Lady Redskins take on the Fountain Hill Falcons. A rematch from a couple of weeks ago.
Yep, in the open first round, and we'll go doing the national anthem real quick. Hello, everyone, and welcome with me. I'm Cale Hancock with Paul Hancock here at Legacy Team Productions, founded by Judge Michael Latham and the Loft Legacy Teen Centers in St. John's, Arizona. We are here tonight, this morning, early 9 a.m., as the St. John's Lady Redskins take on Fountain Hills Falcons for the 2A Girls Championship game. Starting lineup for our own Lady Redskins: sophomore number 2, Olivia Richardson; junior number 4, Lucy Sundahl; junior number 11, Abby Wagner; junior number 13, Avalon Udall; and senior number 22, Ivana Richardson. Last game, we were here Thursday against Arizona Lutheran. St. John's leading scorer in that game was freshman off the bench, Jordan Sinigini. And then Rory Knight, senior, off the bench with 9 points. Olivia Richardson led the team in steals with 5. And St. John's, in that last semifinal game, you weren't here, but they started off slow. We're down 9-2 before Coach Ray Davies took a timeout, 3 minutes left in the first quarter, then came back and had 20 minutes of lead time in the game, where Arizona Lutheran only had 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. You could tell, I mean, I was watching it, listening to it at home. You could tell nerves were there. And it's harder to play in an arena like this. Your depth perception, so your shots are a little bit more difficult. I had heard that Round Valley had invited St. John's over and allowed them to practice in the dome, which hopefully helped them with their shooting and their depth perception to adjust to it, because it is different. And it's more spacious. Your crowd is not as loud. They're not obnoxious and in your face. So it's a harder environment to get ready to play for. So hopefully, though, nerves are out. Hopefully their nerves are gone. They should come into this with a lot of confidence, as first round of the Open, St. John's was able to defeat Fountain Hills in St. John's, where we did that game on the NFHS network. So they should have a lot of confidence.
Yeah, that was the Open first round. Fountain Hills lost to St. John's, which allowed them to return to the 2A bracket, and St. John's lost 2 days later against Tuba City, which allowed them to return to the bracket, get a bye at the quarterfinals where they won. Then, as I said earlier, this Thursday, they won here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum, former home of the Phoenix Suns from 1968 until their new arena down in downtown Phoenix was built. So even the Boston Celtics won NBA Finals here in 1992, I believe.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley played for the Suns here.
I think
Steve Nash.
I think the Celtics won in a 6 or 7 game series here that had a triple overtime, one of the only triple overtime games, and the Celtics won that one to take the trophy from the Phoenix Suns. But
we are in a storied building, and tip-off is about to begin here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. The St. John's Redskins, the 2 seed, taking on Fountain Hills, the 4 seed. Tip-off, Fountain Hills wins it. That's number 10, Sadie Smith Jr. for the Falcons. That's knocked away by Olivia Richardson, but Smith is able to keep a hold of it. Bounce pass to Levick. Almost ripped away by Abby Wagner. Out of bounds. St. John's gets a quick takeaway.
Yeah, that was a lot going on right there. They got the ball. She releases the ball. Probably could have got to travel. Ended up with an out of bounds as she stepped on the line.
Lucy Sundahl has the ball for the Redskins. Passes it to Udall in the corner. Now back to Sundahl. Sundahl able to keep it in bounds. Working around. Good pressure from Bonaha. Gets it to Olivia Richardson in the paint. And Olivia Richardson scores the first point of the game for the St. John's Redskins. 2-0 is the score. 7:27 left in the first quarter.
That was a great look coming in.
Defense chance coming from St. John's crowd. Fountain Hills with the ball into Bonaha for the paint. Great pressure. Bonaha passes to Levick. Levick misses the shot. Rebound, Olivia Richardson. St. John's. Richardson facing pressure from Bonaha coming down the court. Gets a screen from her own moving screen from Ivana Richardson.
Yeah, she laid the wood on that one. You know, her dad was a football coach. He would have loved to have had her on the offensive line after a block like that.
Taylor Bonaha is slow to get up. Looks like she's looking to be. Nope, she will stay in the game. So Fountain Hills with the ball. Michaela Smith inbounds to Sadie Smith. Great pressure from Lucy Sundahl. Shove.
Yeah, these girls are
Try
hyped
to dribble
up.
down the line.
They're hyped up. They're ready to go. They're putting intense pressure on the ball. They might want to be a little bit careful. We have 2 fouls at this point with just over a minute into the game.
Michaela Smith to inbound in front of the St. John's bench, and right directly in front of us, our officials will have a quick discussion. 2 fouls already for the Redskins. Looks like there's blood on Taylor Bonaha, so she will have to be subbed out, and in for her will be freshman for Fountain Hills, Taylor Rogers. So the ball goes out of bounds. Sadie Smith with the ball for Fountain Hills. Pressure from Evan Richardson forces the takeaway, gets it to Olivia. And Olivia going up in the paint. Bounce pass intended for Udall.
We have a kickball violation.
Kickball violation on Fountain Hills. It'll be St. John's ball. Score is 2-0, 6:23 left in the first quarter.
You know how much I love a bounce pass. That's probably not the place for it, though.
Yep.
Oh.
Richardson turns the ball over on the inbounds pass to Taylor Rogers, freshman for the Falcons. Working quickly down the court. Gets it to Kinsey Shoneman, senior, in the paint, and Fountain Hills scores. 2-2 is the score. 2 minutes have been played in this game. Championship match. Richardson, jump shot missed, rebound Shoneman. And Richardson and Wagner, Ivana Richardson, were both fighting for the ball with Shoneman. Forces the jump ball. Where goes Fountain Hills' way. Ivana Richardson subs out, and St. John's star freshman Jordan Sinigini enters the game. Sinigini is...
It's St. John's ball.
Yeah, St. John's ball, and Synergy is St. John's 5th most leading scorer. Inbounds pass in 10 for Udall. Udall able to get it back and slip through her hands. Now, chest pass to Synergy. Synergy under pressure gets it out to Wagner. Wagner out to Sundahl in the corner. Sundahl goes through the paint, gets it, and Udall in the paint gets another 2 for St. John. St. John's leading scorer Avi Udall goes to 264 points on the season.
That's a good start, getting her involved in the offense. You know, how she goes, the offense goes a lot of times.
And Udall is quick on defense, forcing pressure on Smith. And now she's back. St. John just hunting down whoever has the ball. Sundahl forces the missed shot, and then Wagner forces the takeaway on the rebound. Wagner has one man to beat, that Smith, and she'll lob it up. Synergy rolls off the rim. That was a beautiful play. Synergy just couldn't get it on the right angle. Morgan Lee will soon enter for the Redskins.
Yeah, this pace, though it's hectic and frantic, it probably is going to favor St. John's.
And Olivia Richardson gets a takeaway for St. John. She's going for the fast break. Off the backboard, too powerful and missed. Rebound, Sadie Smith for Fountain Hills. Tipped away by Abby. You see Sundahl has the ball for the Redskins. St. John's with a 4-2 lead. 4:37 left in the first quarter. Wagner makes a man miss. Air balls. Rebound. Avi Udall gets it Sinigini, and Sinigini gets the points. Avi Udall, St. John's leading rebounder as well, 234 on the season, gets the offensive rebound and gets a perfect assist to Sinigini, who just lobs it in there.
Now the girls are doing a great job. They're playing pressure defense. They're attacking the basket. Everything that you can ask for right now is going the way they need it to go.
And Olivia Richardson gets a rebound on that. Fountain Hills just lobbed that one up there.
I think it might have been
through
blocked.
The first quarter. Oh, great shot from Olivia. Misses it, gets the rebound, slides down, gets it. Fountain Hills calling for a travel. They won't get it. Wagner, alley-oop. Not enough.
Yeah, she tried
Fountain Hills
to
with the rebound.
do a little scoop shot on that one and didn't get enough spin on the glass for it to roll in.
Sadie Smith with the ball for Fountain Hills. Deep two. Off the backboard, missed. Rebound. Who is it? Udall and Wagner were in there with Michaela Smith to force the jump ball. This one will go Fountain Hills way. Ivana Richardson, senior for the Redskins, re-enters in for the first time tonight. Morgan Lee. Looks like timeout taken by Coach Ray Davis.
No, we have the under 4 minute timeout here. It's a media timeout since these games are televised. So we're going to take a break here. Hopefully Cale will be able to catch his breath. He's been very excited. Hopefully he'll be able to get a little bit of a breath into him.
Yeah, St. John's with the 6-2 lead. 3:31 remains in the first quarter here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Back from the media timeout, St. John's Redskins in this 2A championship girls game has the 6-2 lead. 3:31 remains in the first quarter of play. I'm Cale Hancock here with Mr. Paul Hancock. Avi Udall is now on the bench for the Redskins. On the court for the Redskins, Morgan Lee, Lucy Sundahl, Olivia Richardson, Jordan Sinigini, and Ivana Richardson. Fountain Hills to inbound. Smith gets it to Bonaha. Bonaha, face pressure from Sundahl, lobs it up. That was blocked by Sinigini. Richardson, Ivana gets it. Now passing around. Richardson under lots of pressure, takes it herself. Foul, holding.
Yeah, so it'll be taken probably on the baseline. That's the first foul for Fountain Hills. It's a 2-to-1 foul count. And just watching, they are allowing the girls to play. So it's been pretty consistent.
Inbounds pass for St. John's, foul.
There's a great cut by Sinigini to the basket. As she goes up, she gets shoved, which turns into a leaning shot, and she misses the shot. So she has 2 with 3:16 remaining in the first quarter.
6-2 lead for the Redskins as Sinigini goes to the line. Sinigini on the season has shot 43 throws, made 24. Oh my god, that one just rolled around, looked like it was going to go in, had too much grease on it and slipped out.
It was a greased basketball. That thing was under the rim and it came back out. It just kind of kept spinning.
But Sinigini drills the second one, makes it a 7-2 lead for the Redskins. 3:14 left in the first quarter in this 2A girls championship game at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Fountain Hills passing around, goes in the paint, lobs it up, and Shoneman. Nope, that is Michaela Smith.
Yeah,
with
nice post move going with
the
her left
score.
hand.
7-4 is the score. St. John's with a 3-point lead. 2:54 in the first remains. Richardson, Olivia gets it to Ivana. Ivana lobs it. Sinigini knocked out. Olivia gets it back. It's into Morgan Lee. Now Sundahl, couldn't keep a hold of it. That's taken away by Camilla Levick. And then gets it to Michaela Smith, set up Fountain Hills possession. And gets it out to Smith. Smith, 3-point shot, off the rim, missed. Rebound, Morgan Lee. Off the bench for the Redskins. And Lee taking her time, gets it to Sundahl. And Sundahl stepping back. Just walking around, looking to set up an offense, gets it to Morgan Lee. Morgan Lee lobs it to the paint to Richardson. Shove on Fountain Hills. I think that's the second foul Richardson has drawn.
Yeah, the officials may have had a conversation about cleaning up the game a little bit. So it's 3-2 on fouls.
Couldn't hear who that foul was on. Richardson on the lobbed it up for Richardson. Olivia Richardson is taken away by Camille Levick, and then Richardson fouled for a hold. Now, for the first time this morning, Rory Knight, number 21, senior for the Redskins, enters for Olivia Richardson.
She was a great substitution the other day. You brought some great energy to the girls.
And was St. John's second leading scorer in that game with 9 points. 3-point shot for Shoneman is no good. Rebound right off the bench, Rory Knight. Facing lots of pressure, gets it out to Morgan Lee, or Morgan Lee got herself to the ball. And travel on Morgan Lee, forced by Sadie Smith for Fountain Hills.
Just trying to be too fast, not worry about it, get across the line. Just be good with the ball, be strong.
So I talk next to us has some Hostess donuts.
Just reach over and grab a couple.
Yeah. 3-point shot, missed. That was Camille Levick. Rebound, Ivana Richardson.
Ivana with the power rebound
That's
with one hand.
Now deep, too, from Rory Knight. That's missed. Out of bounds off of Fountain Hills. It'll be St. John's ball.
Minute 22 left in the first quarter with a 7-4 lead. St. John's hoping to extend it right here.
Jordan Sinigini gets the inbounds pass and then turns it over. Taylor Bonaha now with the ball for Fountain Hills Falcons. Teams previously played in the Oak Copper Division first-round game where St. John's got the win. We were there on the NFHS network. We're now facing lots of St. John's pressure. Jordan Sinigini knocked that one away. Nope, Sadie Smith got it back. Lobbed it up for Shoneman. Shoneman steps out of bounds. It will be St. John's ball. Pressure from Ivana Richardson. Avi Udall now enters for Ivana Richardson.
56 seconds left in the first quarter.
Lucy Sundahl with the ball for the Redskins. Gets a screen from Sinigini. Working around, Sundahl still with the ball. Tiptoes her way through the line, out of bounds, intended for Avi Udall. Fountain Hills ball. 41 seconds remain in the game. St. John's with the 3-point, not in the game, in the first quarter. St. John's with a 3-point lead. 7-4 is the score.
Yeah, that ball looked like it might have went off someone's foot, but the official said if it did, it went off of St. John's foot. So Fountain Hills with the ball.
Sinigini playing great defense. Michaela Smith with the ball. Gets out to Shoneman. Now Rogers. That's Sadie Smith with the ball. Gets it to Taylor Rogers. Shot missed. Rebound Rory Knight for St. John's. Now Sundahl with the ball. Facing pressure from Sadie Smith. Knight gets it across the court to Lee.
Under 10.
6 seconds. Lucy Sundahl. Rory Knight. 3-point shot. Off the rim. Miss. Rebound Avi Udall. She couldn't get it. She had pressure in her face. Couldn't get the shot off in time. St. John's at the end of the first quarter in this championship game leads by 3 points, 7-4 here on Legacy Team Productions.
You know, if you're St. John's, you know, obviously you'd love to score more points. But this is a typical St. John's girls basketball game. We are going to defend and defend and defend. Hopefully our defense will get you some points. You know, if you watch enough basketball, you know that pressure defense eventually takes over. So if you're St. John's, you're happy with where you are. You're hoping that we can start getting some fast break points coming out of this. But things are going well. We committed 3 fouls in the first quarter. They committed, I believe, 3 as well. So we shouldn't be in foul trouble. But it's right now, you should be happy with where the game is.
And momentarily we'll have some stats for you from the first quarter provided by the AIA.
Nothing excites Kale more than statistics.
Yeah, even the last game we're up, although you can see over where the Arizona Lotteries even got able to get stats for each quarter, and we'll have the same too for this game.
Yeah, your mom and I were during the football championship, we were working with Let's Go Elks, and it was cool when they gave us the stats as well of what was going on during the game. So big shout out to Let's Go Elks. They've been very supportive to us. I know Wes McBride has posted, and he shared the link so that people could hear us on the audio. So we do appreciate that. We're also, I was going to be funny and put on there that uninterrupted with no commercials, but we will mute from time to time. And the weird thing about championship games is you have longer timeout periods. So the periods between the quarters is longer. You have the 4-minute, after 4-minute timeout, that I believe that's like 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. And so there's a lot more stuff in a championship game. So the kids have to remain focused during all these times. It's not just going right back to playing. It's everything else is going.
Since we're in between quarters, and I experienced that myself too, playing in the 2A football championship, was able to talk to a deep wing for about 3 minutes during the break.
No, there's your statistics. So, hey, thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, here, leaders for the St. John's Redskins so far tied. Oh, nope, that's Fountain Hills, my bad. Leading St. John's with points with 3 is Jordan Sinigini, and then Avalon, Utah, and Olivia Richardson each have 2 apiece. St. John's shooting percentage overall is 27%, 3 for 11. Free throws are 1 for 2, and that's all from Sinigini. Going in foul trouble. Yeah, Olivia Richardson with 2 fouls, Ivana with 1, and Ivana able to draw 2 fouls already. Now, St. John starts with the ball. Lucy Sundahl turns it over, intended for Morgan Lee. Missed, that was Taylor Bonaha. But Fountain Hills with the ball, 3-point shot from Rogers is off the backboard and missed. Rebound, Bonaha. And now finally Morgan Lee.
You know, so a lot can happen on a jump ball situation down there. I think some of the telling stats from the first half.
Sadie Smith, Fountain Hills is airballed. Rebound, Ivana Rich.
A little bit on that one.
Oh, she fell down hard.
That's a tough girl right there, and she's hurting a little bit. She took a big whack.
Oh, she
might have extended her elbow.
Looks like Jordan Sinigini will enter for Richardson, as Richardson is still down on the court. Checking out her arm.
She's gonna be fine, I promise you.
Gets up.
Her elbow's a little sore. She'll have to sit out for a second because they brought the official on the floor. They should take her out and just have her checked by medical. But she's tough. I mean, she played soccer as a goalie with a broken hand, won the championship there, and that's what you got to look at with the St. John's girls. This is a championship caliber, championship pedigree girls, as most of them were on the soccer team.
And we even have the soccer championship MVP Morgan Lee. Lucy Sundahl working. Oh, loses control of the ball. Out of bounds. Fountain Hills ball. St. John's the 1-point lead, 7-6. Sadie Smith with the ball for Fountain Hills. Pressure from Lee. She tries to go up in the post. Off the backboard and good. Fountain Hills with their first lead of the game. It is this 8-7 lead. St. John's down by 1. Morgan Lee across half court. Dives on the ball. It was tipped away.
St. John's hasn't scored in this quarter.
Jump ball. Ray Davis is trying to call for timeout. And now Ray Davis will take that timeout.
Fountain Hills has kind of settled down a little bit more, and so they've adjusted and they're starting to get some buckets. They've put 2 in this quarter. On a 4-0 run with 5:25 left in the second. St. John's girls need to relax and go back to playing basketball.
Craving something delicious? Raising Cane's is serving up the freshest chicken fingers with one love, quality.
So coming out of the timeout, second horn right here. Coming out of the timeout. Possession arrow favoring St. John's. 27 seconds left on the shot clock. 5:25 left in the second quarter.
And Fountain Hills with the 8-7 lead. Udall inbound for St. John's, gets it to Wagner. Wagner tries to get it down to Knight. Knight falls on the ball. Jump ball again. This one will go Fountain Hills' way.
Yeah, it might have been better for her just to take that shot instead of trying to pass it in traffic like that. She probably had a decently open look. I think nerves are finally kicking in a little bit.
And the Chaos Strong, but now I've kind of just fallen flat. Smith lobs it over to Anya Lewis. She's in the game. Fountain Hills tipped by Knight. Camille Levick able to keep hold of it. Now Jordan Synergy takes it away and moves it to Camille Levick. Jump ball again. It'll go St. John's way. What an effort from Jordan Synergy, standout freshman for the Redskins. Now Rory Knight has the ball. Looks like Nicole Wall, another freshman for the Redskins, will enter soon. Missed shot from Knight. Rebound, Avi Udall gets it to Wagner. Wagner bounce pass to Udall. Now Udall goes up off the rim. Missed rebound. Synergy. Oh, nope. Jump ball. This one to go Fountain Hills' way. And now Nicole Wall, freshman for the Redskins, enters for Abby Wagner. First time we see Nicole Wall this morning.
Nicole's tough, too. She's played well in soccer. She's going to give good quality minutes here.
St. John's down by 1.
Gets the steal right there.
And now St. John's gets the ball back.
Sadie Smith. Her first 13 foul. Shot and returns for Fountain Hills.
Inbounds pass, Sundahl to Udall. Udall back to Sundahl. And now Nicole Wall with the ball. Bounce pass, wonderful bounce pass. Synergy gets a score.
That takes the lid off the basket, hopefully, for St. John's in this quarter. Their first bucket with about 4 minutes left. So next whistle, we'll have a timeout. Synergy pressure on the ball.
Now Lewis gets it to Bonaha. Bonaha
That was
out
blocked.
of bounds.
Blocked by St. John's as she tried to do a flip scoop, and it should be a under 4 minute timeout here. So we'll have about 2 minutes off real quick. St. John's did get a bucket, so they did
They
retake
take
the lead.
9-8 is the score. St. John's with a 1-point lead. 3:58 remains in the first quarter. In the first half, second quarter of play. In the 2A Girls Championship game.
I tell you, Kel, it's and that's what they do right now. We have the Falcon cheerleaders having their moment on the court, so they try to make this about the high school kids, and so the cheer teams, the dance squads, they all get moments to participate in this. It's truly is the high school experience. It's about the kids, and not just the basketball players, but all the kids. Right here, if you look at this guy right here, it's Mr. John McDonald. He is the main guy when it comes to basketball officiating, working with us to make sure that we're doing a very good job. And he evaluates us, gives us correction when needed. And let me tell you, when correction is needed, he is willing to give it. So that is the man right there, John McDonald.
And also further behind him, not
And-
see him, is Brian Gessner, head of officiating.
Yeah,
for
and
the
over
area.
here, behind you, what you just saw is one of Grandpa's favorite people. She's Jeannie Kausler, who works in the AI office and is an amazing person. Very helpful for officials. Gets a lot of things done.
On the court for the Redskins, out of the timeout, number 4, Lucy Sundahl, number 20, Nicole Wall, 21, Rory Knight, 13, Abby Udall, and 45, Jordan Sinigini. Inbounds pass for Fountain Hills, gets to Smith. Michaela Smith, pressure from Knight, and gets it out to Sadie Smith. Sadie Smith goes up, off the glass, miss, tips the rim. Rebound, Rory Knight gets it to Lucy Sundahl. Lucy Sundahl working down for now, backs up, taking point guard duties. Up now tries attacking the paint, gets it to Nicole Wall. Nicole Wall, shot off the rim, missed. Rebound, Lucy Sundahl, out of bounds, St. John's ball.
It looks like Fountain Hills tipped it out of her hands. So some of the telling stats from the first quarter, though, Cale. St. John's had 4 second chance points, 0 fast break points for both teams.
Nicole Wall, three-point shot, missed. Rebound, Jordan Synergy lobs it up with her left hand and gets the points. 11-8 is the score. St. John's with the 3-point lead. Timeout taken by Fountain Hills, 30 seconds in length.
Yeah, I think Fountain
St.
Hills,
John's finding their momentum.
Yeah, I think he's afraid that momentum's starting to roll on the St. John sideline, and he wants to slow it down and get his team back under control.
3:24 remains in the first half of this 2A Girls Championship game. 11-8's the score. St. John's with the lead. St. John's wearing white on white jerseys. Fountain Hills black on black with hints of blue. 4 timeouts left for each team.
My Apple Watch says it is a loud environment in here.
3 fouls on the quarter for the Falcons, none for the Redskins. The Redskins had, I believe, 3 in the first quarter.
They did.
2 on Olivia Richardson, 1 on Ivana Richardson. So only the Richardsons have fouled so far for the Redskins. Fountain Hills with the ball, 3:20 left in the first half of the championship game.
Speaking of Ivana is back in, sore elbow and all, so we'll see how that affects her.
Ivana's back. And as you said earlier, played goalkeeper for the Redskins with a broken hand, at where they won in penalty kicks. Missed shot for Fountain Hills. Rebound, Rory Knight.
Kale's checked a few times. Another score by St. John's. I didn't see who saw it.
I've had it on my phone the whole time and I've never lost audio. 13-8 to score. St. John's with the lead. So, Rory Knight tips it. Shoneman able to come down with it. And now goes up, missed, rebound. Chased for and gone by Ivana Richardson. Looks like Lucy Sundahl took a shot.
So we do understand that there might be some audio difficulties. It could be due to the internet. It's also
Fountain Hills takes it away. Shoneman goes up, missed, rebound. Lucy Sundahl. Lucy Sundahl going down, paying fast, lobs it. Synergy keeps hold of it. Missed shot, rebound. Chase after bounced around everywhere, but fumble. Ruski shot for Nicole Wallace, missed. Rebound, Ivana Richardson falls and is fouled.
I tell you what, the player that's probably going to earn the bubble wrap award is going to be Ivana Richardson. We're going to have to wrap her in bubble wrap and ice to get her home tonight. She is all over the court. They're saying that was not a shooting foul. I thought she was trying to throw it up, but
now is
St. John's
Ivana's
ball.
4th foul drawn. Lucy Sundahl and Rory Knight go to the bench. Abby Wagner and Morgan Lee enter.
Minute 43 left, up 13-8. And the turnover. I didn't see what was going on.
Yeah, it was on the inbounds pass, it looked like. Shot gets her own rebound. Shoneman on the follow-through, missed it. Bounce out of the rim. Abby Wagner with the rebound for St. John's. 1:26 remains in the. Abby Wagner keeps a double dribble, forced by Sadie Smith for Fallon Hills.
Yeah, that one, the ball was hit out and not controlled by St. John, so it probably shouldn't have been a double dribble. Because once they do that and you lose control, you can pick it up and re-dribble.
And Shoneman goes up, missed shot, rebound, Abby Wagner. Now Wagner gets it across the court to Wall. Wall, perfect pass, lobbed it perfectly to Morgan Lee. Travel on Nicole Wall.
Yeah, I'm not sure she did, but with the movement with the ball, it made it look like it for sure. I couldn't see her feet from where we are, but the way that she took off with the ball, it makes it look like it. So minute 10 left, up 13-8. St. John's, Fountain Hills with the ball coming across the timeline.
Fountain Hills with the ball, that saved a backcourt violation. Under a minute now in the half. St. John's 13-8, 5-point lead. Fountain Hills passing around. St. John's playing great defense, tipping the ball out where they can, playing defense. Shot is up and good for Sadie Smith.
Yeah,
13-10 lead for the Redskins. 42 seconds in the half.
Smith willed that one in.
Morgan Lee able to keep a hold of it. Smith tipped the ball. Wagner bounce pass to Richardson. Richardson misses the shot. Rebound, Fountain Hills. Shot clock is off. 26 seconds left in the half. Lobs it Shoneman. Shoneman shot up and good.
Yeah.
St. John's with a 1-point lead. 19 seconds left in the half. Pass it to Nicole Wall. Jump ball.
Yeah.
St. John's ball.
Fountain Hills is making a heck of a run to finish this quarter and the half.
Lucy Sundahl quickly enters the game for Nicole Wall. On the court for the Redskins, Morgan Lee, Lucy Sundahl, Abby Wagner, Ivana Richardson, and Jordan Sinigini for the 13.9 seconds left in the first half of this championship game. Wagner with the ball, 10 seconds. Morgan Lee gets across half court in the paint. Jump shot, Morgan Lee missed. Rebound, Bonaha, 2 seconds, 1 second. Bonaha lobs it up for a three-point shot off the rim and missed. St. John's goes in halftime, well scoring 13-12 lead in this championship game.
Yeah, Morgan Lee wasn't aware of what time was left on the clock and just kind of forced up a shot that didn't need to be forced. They could have got a little bit better shot.
But St. John's started off strong, and they're able to finish the half with a 13-12 lead. We have an 18-minute halftime, or at least that's what they have on the clock right now. So we're going to mute it just because
we're going to mute now.
we're going to go get something to drink as well too, but we will be back here shortly.
Legacy Team Productions.
There we go. I think we have audio back, Kale.
Okay.
I just had to unplug and replug back in.
I'm listening. I'm testing.
So
and
there should be a little bit of a delay, but we should have audio.
Testing, testing, testing.
Give it a minute.
Okay, yep, we're back. We are back. Thank you, TJ Hendrickson, for pointing that out.
Yeah.
I think it might. I'm not sure what it has to do. St. John's down 1, 13-14. Foul on St. John's. Abby Udall had a foul earlier. Now this foul is on Ivana Richardson, her second of the game. Talia Bonaha at the line to shoot 2. Makes the first, brings it to a 13-15 deficit for St. John's.
That's Fountain Hill's biggest lead up to this point was 1, so now at 2 is their biggest lead.
Biggest lead for St. John's was 5. Misses the second shot. St. John's only down 2. Out of bounds. Ivana Richardson went for it, and it'll be Fountain Hill's ball. Ivana Richardson goes out of bounds on rebound. Score is 13-15 St. John's. 6:51 left in the third quarter. Inbounds pass. Foul for St. John's. Camille Levick comes away with it. 3-point shot for Sadie Smith. Connects, and now Fountain Hills takes a 5-point lead.
That's the first 3-point shot made today by either team. Fountain Hills was 0 for 5.
And now a player control foul on St. John's. Ivana Richardson.
Yeah, Ivana's getting beat up down low
Third
a
foul
little bit,
for her.
so she's probably a little frustration. That was probably more of a frustration foul. Coach
Now-
Davis is trying to talk to one of the officials.
And Jordan Sinigini enters for Ivana Richardson. Michaela Smith exits the game for Fountain Hills, had help off the court. Taylor Rogers with the ball for Fountain Hills, now gets it Camille Levick. And we still have sound. Taylor Bonaha with the ball. Tries to split her way through St. John's and lobs it up there.
Yeah, they're starting to hit some shots.
7-point lead for Fountain Hills as Coach Davis will take a much-needed timeout.
Yeah.
Biggest lead for Fountain Hills. 6:06 left in the third quarter. Fountain Hills with the 7-point lead.
If you look at scoring by period, Fountain Hills did 4 in the first period, 8 in the second for 12. St. John's was 7 and 6 for 13. So they just need to calm down, get back to playing St. John's basketball. Don't worry about anything else that's going on. Just get back to playing their style of basketball, their brand of basketball. They'll be okay. Fountain Hills, every team makes a run. Fountain Hills has made their run. It's time for the St. John's girls to get in there and make their run as well. Their defense will take over.
Yeah, so far 1:54 has been played in the second half. St. John's hasn't scored any points, and Fountain Hills has come out and scored 8.
For TJ, it is 13-20. Fountain Hills is up with 6:06 left in the third quarter. A lot of time left, a lot of basketball left to be played. The girls are okay. They're gonna be okay. I did hear
Abby Wagner to inbound for St. John's. Morgan Lee is in the game, as well as Lucy Sundahl, Abby Udall, and Jordan Sinigini.
I did hear earlier some of the staff here talking about they're sold out for the girls' game.
Shove on Fountain Hills.
Yep.
Camille Levick,
You just gotta
her
keep your
third
composure.
foul.
Keep your composure and keep battling. Everything will be fine. So, but the girls' 3A championship has been sold out.
Wow. Wagner gets it to Udall. Udall working her way to the paint. Swings it out back to Lee. Lee loses control. That's taken away by Rogers. And now jump ball forced by St. John's. And it will be St. John's ball. Camille Levick exits the game. And Ali Lara for Fountain Hills enters. Now Abby Wagner on the inbounds pass. To Morgan Lee. Morgan Lee in the paint. Gets the first points for St. John's in this half. St. John's still down by 5. 5:40 remaining in the quarter.
15-20 is the score.
Defense.
Oh, great job.
And a charge on Taylor Bonaha. It will be St. John's ball, forced by Sinigini.
Well, it was an illegal screen. Sinigini hedged the screen, but the screener kept going after one of the other St. John's girls and got called for moving into her.
Now Wagner goes up in the paint, and there's a foul.
Before the shot.
Before the shot. So Wagner will foul is on number 10, Sadie Smith for Fountain Hills. And now Rory Knight enters the game for Morgan Lee. Confusion on the inbounds pass before we get it. Now Lucy Sundal will inbounds for St. John's. Gets it to Jordan Sinigini. Sinigini on three-point line gets out to Udall. No. Fakes it, gets it back out to Knight. Still on the three-point line. Knight gets in. Shot, missed, rebound. Udall, and Udall gets fouled on the shot. She will go to the line for 2.
That's what you want to see right there from St. John's. A good effort.
Now Udall at the line to shoot 2. 15-20 is the score. St. John's down by 5. Udall's first shot is off the rim and missed.
Yeah, it's tough to shoot in these situations when you're in a regular gym, so I'm trying to keep an eye on the green. We have green up there showing we have sound. Misses them both.
Udall misses them both. Fights for the rebound. Taylor Bonaha gets it. Now St. John's falling back quickly on defense. 3 minutes have been played in the second half of this 2A Girls Championship game. Now Allie Lar with the ball, gets it to Shoneman. Tipped away by foul on Sinigini. Is the 5th foul for St. John's in this quarter, so Shoneman will go to the line to shoot 2.
First, that's the 15th foul. In the penalty, Shoneman at the line to shoot 2.
Both teams have 5 fouls now, not even halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, it was early on. The officials are trying to gain control of the game here.
Shoneman's first shot is made. 6-point deficit for the Redskins. Shoneman's second shot is up and missed. Rebound Taylor Rogers. Fernandez. Nope, it's taken away by Sinigini. Sinigini lobs it. Stays in bounds. Not sure how to describe that one, but Wagner has the ball. 3-point shot for Sundal. Off the rim, missed. Rebound contested for by Wagner. Jump ball. It'll go Fountain Hills' way.
Yeah,
Morgan Lee will re-enter for the Redskins.
a lot of effort. St. John's girls will give you everything they have. They
Abby
will
Udall comes out.
effort everybody. You can't outwork a St. John's girl. I'm just telling you right now.
Now Taylor Bonaha has the ball for the Redskins. Inbounds to Ali Lara. Nope, correction, that's Sadie Smith. Taylor Bonaha gets the ball now. Directing traffic. St. John's playing tough defense. We've seen all year.
Oh, that's a
Wagner
steal.
gets it away. Wagner has one man to beat. That's Sadie Smith. Wagner goes up and is fouled on the shot. Wagner will go to the line for 2.
That was a great steal. Fast break opportunity. Got hit by, was it Smith? Started at about the elbow.
Fouls number 10, Sadie Smith. The third. Wagner at the line, shooting 2.
Wagner makes the first. 16-21's the score. St. John's down by 5.
We got the classic cheer of check the scoreboard. It's a little early to be worried about that right now with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter.
Those chants from Fountain Hills.
Yeah, so the girls are going to continue to work. They're never going to quit. It's going to be one of those games. So
And
hits
Wagner
them both.
makes both. 17-21's the score. St. John's with a 4-point deficit. Timeout, Fountain Hills. St. John's gaining momentum after they were down by 7 points.
So he's worried, obviously, for the reasons stated above. St. John's beat them earlier this year. I think they had to come from behind a little bit in that game to get it, and he knows that they're what they're capable of. They're completely capable of making a big run with their pressure defense.
And a lot of these girls on St. John's team has been in this situation before. Many players were on that soccer team. Notable ones: Morgan Lee, Olivia Richardson, Avalon Udall, Ivana Richardson were some to name. Morgan Lee was the MVP of that soccer championship, and Ivana Richardson played with a broken hand in that championship game and made some clutch saves, especially in penalty kicks.
She's tough. And these girls they're all mentally tough. They're not worried. It's 4 points. They're down 7, maybe 8 points. They're fine. So we're gonna have a quick timeout here in a minute as well, because we're almost to the 4-minute mark.
4:13 left in the third quarter. St. John's down 4. 17-21 is the score. Fountain Hills with the lead.
With the lead and the ball.
Fountain Hills with the ball, as you just mentioned.
I tell you what, though, this afternoon, later on, I know we're all St. John's fans. We're rooting for St. John's here, but it's going to get loud here in a little bit. Snowflake and Coolidge will play, and the expectation is that the North fans are really going to get behind Snowflake because of how Chinley was treated by Coolidge. So
that'll be interesting to see that. Taylor Bonahaw with the ball, spins past Sinigini, bounce pass to Taylor Rogers. Taylor Rogers goes up, missed, rebound Sinigini. Sinigini gets to the lead now. Sundahl didn't see the ball coming, goes out of bounds. Off of Sundahl. Media timeout. 3:53 remains in the quarter.
Yeah,
Fountain Hills will have the ball.
Sometimes they just get in too much of a hurry when they don't need to. And that was just one of those opportunities right there. They were just in too big of a hurry, trying to get them all back at one time. And Coach Davis is just, relax, guys. We're going to be fine. It's only a 4-point deficit, 17-21. We'll be okay. Remember, conditioning's going to come into this, and St. John's, they're in better condition as well.
Yeah, either way, I just thought to myself, this will be the 4th trophy of this school year for St. John's in state. Girls soccer won the championship, then boys football runner-up against Scottsdale Christian. I was part of that team.
Yes,
and then just last week here at Veterans Memorial Coliseum, St. John's wrestling runners-up to Morenci, and we had 2 state champions, Trace Nilsson and Reese Crosby.
It's a great year. It's a great year to be a Redskin. Great year for St. John's athletics. Like I said, the girls soccer team started it off, getting the championship. Football did everything that they could, came up a few yards short. Wrestling was incredible with Coach Crosby.
And I think the mat that Reese and Trace won is about like 3 feet from us. I remember it was in this area here.
It was over here, yes.
Here on Radio Row at Veterans Memorial Coliseum, former home of the Phoenix Suns NBA team and also current home of AIA state championships.
Yeah, the AI likes having them here because they're pretty much given free reign. They can have it how they want to have it. So they have a lot of banners and stuff set up. So it's a neat environment for the high school kids.
Okay, out of the media timeout, 3:53 remains in the third quarter. St. John's down 4, 17-21, Falcon lead. Falcons with the ball. Full court defense from St. John's. Bonahaw against Sundahl. Shakes off Sundahl. Bonahaw goes up. Foul on Sinigini. Bonahaw will go to the line for 2.
Yep.
Bonahaw at the line. Makes the first. Brings it to a 17-22 game. Olivia Richardson enters for Abby Wagner. Bonaha at the line, sure second. She made her first. Misses the second. 5-point deficit for the Redskins. Rory Knight is in the game now and gets the rebound.
17-22.
Sundahl to Lee. He's finally got across half court. Now to Knight. Knight thought about the three, didn't take it. Knight gets it to Sinigini. Sinigini goes up. That's a 2 shot. And Sinigini drills it.
Yep, zing, go the strings on that one. She got nothing but net. Need more shots like that. And that's another
3-point shot. Miss from Sadie Smith. It was an air ball. Rebound Bonaha for Fountain Hills. 3-point shot from Bonaha is missed. Rebound Rory Knight. Gets it to Sundahl. Sundahl running fast down the court. Has Shawneman to beat. Gets it to Knight. Knight thinks about the 3. Foul.
And
She'll go to the line for 2.
The ground. Hopefully she's okay and maybe, grabbing her arm a little bit there.
Fouls on number 10, Sadie Smith for Fountain Hills. Rory Knight at the line to shoot 2. St. John's down 3.
Ooh, got the first.
Makes the first.
Got it just over the front of the rim, and it bounced around and went in. So we have a substitute coming in.
Ali Lara enters for Fountain Hills. Didn't catch who went out.
I'm not sure either. Hits the
Knight
second.
drills both. St. John's down 1. 21-22 is the score. Looks like we have Aunt Nicole watching as well.
All right, Aunt Nicole.
This St. John's crowd is loud if you can't hear it behind us. Bonaha with the ball gets it to Michaela Smith. Nope, that's Taylor Rogers. 3-point shot rolls around, missed. Rebound Rory Knight. St. John's has the ball down 1. 2:20 remains in the third quarter.
Too much.
How's it? 2. Sundahl's pass was too powerful. Tried to get in a hurry to Morgan Lee. Goes out of bounds and it'll be Fountain Hills ball.
Yeah, they're still rushing. They just need to relax. They had the break. They had the numbers that they needed. You didn't need to go for that pass. Just relax. They'll be fine.
Fountain Hills slowing it down. Michaela Smith gets it to Taylor Rogers. No. Bonaha. Ball. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Bonaha lobs it to Smith. Smith to Rogers. Rogers back to Smith. Smith working up. 9 seconds. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Intercepted by Lucy Sundahl. Now Sundahl, slow it down. Bounce pass to Richardson. Olivia Richardson. Jump shot. Too much off the glass. But Knight gets the rebound. Misses it. And Sinigini lobs it in. Smith on Lewis. Intercepted by Rory Knight.
Rory Knight has the numbers.
Sinigini. Score! Bang! 7-point lead for St. John's, taking the lead. 16.1 remains in the third quarter, and that timeout taken by Fountain Hills.
Yeah, I mean, you just think about it. About a minute ago, he took a timeout. St. John's continued their run. They're up 7, 22-20, 29-22. And the coach is like, we cannot continue. 16 more seconds. That's like 2 more buckets for the way St. John's is going right now. So he's trying to calm them down and take them back in there. So obviously you've stated it. I'm sure you can hear it. The St. John's crowd is extremely loud. And, we need to send some shout-outs and some thank you. Obviously, Judge Michael Latham for creating Legacy Teen Productions, which allows high school students like yourself, Kale, to be here and be a part of a broadcast and learn all these things. We have help. Wes McBride is out there with Let's Go Elks, supporting us, supporting the St. John's girls. We're 2 close communities, rivals, but we're close. We love each other. We have Coach Slade here supporting his good friend, Coach Davis. We have a lot of people up here. We have your mother up there taking a picture to make sure that we're seen.
Or maybe she's just texting me.
Maybe. You got some, if you look around like we just did, there is a lot of red here. St. John's travels. A lot more red than Fountain Hills, and the St. John's crew is getting after it, having a good time.
Now lots of red behind us and then across the court. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Fountain Hills with the ball. Shot clock is off. Bonaha gets it. Smith. 3-point shot Off the glass, missed, rebound, jumped ball. Rory Knight had it. It'll be St. John's ball. National Arrow points St. John's. 4 seconds left in the quarter.
That's a tough one that you really don't want that jump ball, to be honest, because with 4 seconds left, it's almost a wasted possession.
Knight inbounds to Lee. Lee, 2 seconds.
She's got to hurry. No idea what the clock was.
Nope. No score yet. St. John's with the 7-point lead, 29-22. Heading into the final quarter of play in the championship 2A girls game. What a turn of events there. Well, looks like Mom's nervous and superstitious, which is why she had to move.
Yes, nervous and superstitious. Your mother, she's definitely superstitious. She's not mediocre-stitious. She's not stitious. She is superstitious.
I remember Mom's a Notre Dame fan, so last year when I told Mom that, oh, Notre Dame has an easy game against Northern Illinois, we don't really need to worry about that one. That game ended up being Notre Dame's only regular season loss.
Yes, and you almost.
Against a team in the MAC conference.
You almost were adopted out that day.
I don't think she talks to me for 2 days.
Yeah, she was not happy with you.
It's like we have a golf putting competition on a from baseball player for Fountain Hills. Misses it left.
Missed it to the left. Didn't get the quite the read. Maybe the court's tilted slightly too.
Yeah, maybe. Not exactly standard putting grounds. I do believe there's a golf course about 2 miles from here. Maybe we should hit that afterwards.
There's a few, yes.
Now, during halftime, I was talking to Mela Bradshaw, who's the scorekeeper for the Redskins, and she was saying that during the boys 2A championship that they're honoring an old St. John's team who won the championship a couple years ago.
Oh, here we go. We got the new stats coming out.
Yep. Got the stats from
Thank you.
Third quarter. Thank you. Jordan Sinigini, 15 points for the Redskins.
She has stepped up, and let's be honest, if we're looking at an MVP of today's game, right now it's her.
Yeah, Jordan Sinigini for sure. Rory Knight, though, has 10 total rebounds.
Rory
the Redskins leads the Redskins in that category.
Yeah, it's with like 13 minutes of play, so she's almost a rebound a minute. She's an effort player. Well, they're all effort players. Let's not discuss that. Nicole Wall sitting there with 1 for 4 with 2 points. She drew 2 fouls while she's out there.
I think this is the most we've seen Nicole Wall play all season here in this championship game, and she has sure stepped up.
And that
Fountain
was
Hills with the ball to start the fourth quarter.
The third quarter
goes out of bounds. It'll be St. John's ball.
The third quarter was our largest, most points scored quarter.
26 total points.
Yeah, 10 for Fountain Hills, who took a rather large lead, and then St. John's came back and put 16 up and retook the lead and extended their lead to 7, and we have a travel.
Travel on Olivia Richardson.
St. John's is 0 for 3 from the three-point line. Fountain Hills is 1 for 13 from behind the arc. 3 for 6 on free throws and 5 for 8 for St. John's on free throws.
Bonaha with the ball for Fountain Hills.
Double team up top.
And gets Camille Levick. Levick lobs it over. Out of bounds. St. John's ball.
Just threw that right over the top. Morgan Lee's about to re-enter for us.
Lucy Sundahl will go to the bench. St. John's with the 29-22 lead. 32 seconds have been played in this quarter. Morgan Lee, Olivia Richardson, Abby Wagner, Avi Udall, and Jordan Sinigini on the court for the Redskins. Richardson splits through the defense. Richardson goes up in the paint. Rolls around and misses it. Rebound Shoneman. Shoneman flying around.
With the jump ball.
Axwell forces the jump ball.
St. John's
ball. Olivia Richardson to inbound. Gets it to Wagner. Richardson, three-point shot. Missed. Nope. Udall! Score!
That's an assist.
Yeah, it was just a pass. It was a pass to Udall.
It was an assist. So that takes up 31-22. 9-point lead for the Skins.
Forced out of bounds.
Oh, I think they
Fountain Hills ball.
27 on the shot clock.
So, score is 31-22. St. John's with the 9-point lead. 6:55 left in the quarter. Jump ball
That'll go Fountain Hills
forced by
ball.
Sinigini. It'll go Fountain Hills way.
Yeah, she spun right into Sinigini, who stepped up to take the charge, puts the ball right in her lap, so she's able to tie it up. Reach over and grab those donuts for us, Kale. Just reach over; they won't know.
Oh yeah, iTalk has some donuts. They haven't been sharing with us.
No, they've been pretty selfish.
Sadie Smith with the ball. 3-point shot for Camille Levick connects.
That's their second.
31-25 is the score. St. John's with the lead. 6:37 left in the quarter. Udall bounce pass to Wagner, loses it. Shoneman with the ball for Fountain Hills, and a Sadie Smith.
That was a good look. Just didn't connect it in there. I think Udall should have just went ahead. I think she had the mismatch right there. I think she should have been a little bit more selfish and went for the basket.
First foul of the quarter.
You'll never say that about St. John's girls being selfish, though. They're great teammates. They're always looking for that extra pass. And sometimes in basketball, you gotta be a little bit selfish and take the shot.
Lucy Sundahl re-enters for Olivia Richland. Fountain Hills with the ball. 3-point shot for Sadie Smith is short. Wagner with the rebound, gets it to Sundahl. Sundahl has
2-on-1.
Smith to beat. Gets it to Morgan Lee. Morgan Lee.
That ball's blocked. Fountain Hills got back quickly to defend that. I thought that was an easy 2-on-1 break, and there was two girls that met her. Well, if they were trying to dunk it, she met them at the rim.
Sundahl passes it into Wagner. Wagner loses it, but Wagner gets fouled. Sadie Smith for Fountain Hills.
Oh, that's a big loss.
Their leading scorer with 7 fouls out. Sadie Smith, number 10 for Fountain Hills, is done for the game.
Yeah, 3 for 8.
3-point shot for Jordan Sinigini.
A little
Too
long on that
much.
one.
Rebound, Taylor Rogers.
With the 6-point lead, 31-25, 5:57 left in the fourth quarter.
St. John's up 6.
Launches that ball across.
Yeah, launches it to Rogers. Taken away by Wagner. Wagner's going. Gets it to Lee. Lee, jump shot. Too much. Wagner goes down. Timeout. Coach Ray Davis.
He almost got punched in the mouth on that one. The official turned around and was enthusiastic about the call because it's a tight situation. And as he's pointing, he almost gets Coach Davis. But 5:41 left in the fourth.
Up 6. St. John's is 31-25, and we are up to 82 viewers right now.
We appreciate that.
Might have to subtract 2 because we have the stream up for ourselves, making sure we have all good. Yep, our sound is still up. It's wonderful.
I think when we had it muted for so long during halftime that it turned itself off on the YOLO box. So once I pulled it out, reset it, it was fine.
Oh, looks like we have Jake Udall up on the big screen.
Way to go, Jake.
And
Jake
now
Udall, one of the top officials in the area and in the state.
Mom has returned.
Yes.
Oh, now we got the Nilsons on the screen.
Well, there's
and there's Kyle Patterson on the screen too. Inbounds pass for St. John's. Lucy Sundahl gets it to Morgan Lee. That rolled across, but Morgan Lee able to get it. Turnover, Camille Levick. It goes out of bounds on Levick. It'll be St. John's ball.
Yeah, she got cut off by Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner, great job
And
from Abby Wagner.
Fountain Hills is trying to do full court denial here.
Gets it. Lee gets the inbounds pass to Sundahl. Sundahl handoff to Udall. Udall to Wagner. Travel on Wagner. She couldn't.
She was timid, didn't know what she wanted to do, and then realized.
Bad angle on the jerseys from this spot.
Yeah, come on, don't let her shoot
Levick,
that.
3-point shot off the backboard, missed. Rebound, tipped and gone by Michaela Smith. She goes up and gets a score for the Falcons.
5 minutes to go.
4-point lead for the Redskins. Sundahl gets it to Udall. Now to Lee. Deep 3.
Oh, got it!
First 3 for the Redskins, and in the former home, the Phoenix Suns, where Al McCoy famously said Shazam on 3-point shots. We get our first one from the Redskins. Now 3-point shot for Bonaha.
Nice.
Off the rim, missed. Rebound tipped by Lee.
That's tipped
Goes
by
out
Lee,
of
yeah.
bounds.
Fountain Hills girls on the ground. And there's-
Ivana Richardson and Rory Knight enter for Jordan Sinigini and Abby Wagner.
They're greeted to the bench with enthusiasm as they just gave some great minutes. Sinigini's had a phenomenal basketball game.
Injury on the court for Fountain Hills. That's Camille Levick. Camille Levick able to get up, and she will go to the bench. Allie Lara will enter. So Coach Ray Davis was just telling Abby Wagner that she could have went and dove for that ball.
Yeah, one of my favorite posters, or died, as your mother says. One of my.
And now joining us is Suzanne Hancock.
Oh, we have the trio.
Hancock trio
Okay.
for the last.
Now Michaela Smith, shot missed, rebound Ivana Richardson. Ivana
Oh.
gets it across Sundahl, that's tipped out.
And then steps out of bounds.
Bonaha steps out of bounds, it will remain St. John's ball. Now just throwing, I think we were just peaked 5 seconds ago at 91 viewers.
I don't like this angle.
I don't either. Makes me look like I have a long torso.
Udall,
Maybe it makes me look thin, though. Any votes on if it makes
Knight,
me look thin? Knight,
deep
come on,
shot
get in there.
for Knight, missed, rebound Sundahl, out of bounds. St. John's ball, that was tipped out of bounds by Taylor Bonaha.
I almost got punched in the face, too. Did you see that? He's trying to hit me.
St. John's ball. And Levick re-enters for
We're at
Fountain Hills.
4:09
Laura.
left in the game. 4:09 left in the game.
We'll have a timeout, next dead ball, I would assume, if it's the next 9 seconds. Richardson gets the inbounds pass, out of bounds, Levick.
The next one. 4:07 now.
Okay, I jinxed it. 2 seconds came off the clock there. I think I see a Colin Gillespie Suns jersey.
7-point
up
lead
in
for the Redskins.
2:17. Morgan Lee to inbound. Gets it across to Udall. Udall top of the paint, steps out to the 3-point line.
Yep.
To the Sundahl. Halfway through the fourth quarter. Sundahl, deep two.
Get in there. Get in there.
Get in
Nope.
there. Oh, just. Knight with the rebound. That was and it's taken away by Levick. Bonaha has the ball for the Redskins. 3-point shot for Levick. Off the backboard, missed. Rebound, Morgan Lee. Sundahl falls to the ground. That's tipped away by Bonaha. Bonaha tries to get past St. John's. Gets called. Gets a shot and gets a score and is fouled by Udall.
It's a hectic game right now, so they get 2 in the bucket. We should be getting close to a timeout here.
And
if you're St. John's, you're frustrated. It looked like there could have been fouls on this end, and then you get that called on the other end there. So you just got to fight through it. You don't get every call you want, so you got to fight through it.
Morgan Lee enters the game, exits the game. Olivia Richardson re-enters, and Taylor Rogers enters the game for Bonaha.
Redskins making a lot of noise.
Levick gets
Touch it
the
to
3. 4-point lead for the Redskins. Still haven't had an immediate timeout yet. 3:30 remains in the game.
Because of the length, they made
3-point shot, Udall. That was tipped. Nope. Olivia Richardson gets the rebound. Knight with the shot and the score. St.
Bank-
John's 6-point lead. 3:15 left in the game.
Bank's open tonight, guys. Bank is open. Gonna need to start stacking some stops here. Stack some stops.
Defense
Looks like we
cheered
lost
loudly by
sound.
the Redskin faithful here.
We lost sound.
Oh, 3-point shot there. I don't know. We still have sound here, Kale. We have sound here.
It's not on YouTube.
Hey. We'll keep trying.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
So
Sound should be back.
remember, sometimes the sound issues are because of the internet.
Yeah.
We have it there showing that we have sound. So sometimes because of the internet and the everyone's trying this old building. So who have 2:55 left, 6-point lead for St. John's.
I'm not.
Fountain Hills just hit a 3.
Yeah, we're trying to get the back, and they take off the scoreboard in between. So once the scoreboard's back up, St. John's does have the lead though. This media timeout taken. 2:55 left in the quarter in this championship game.
My phone says it's a loud environment.
Hearing. So if you lose sound again, you might have to exit the stream and then re-enter.
That's Kale's fault.
It usually is.
I
Paul.
think we can blame Nicole Johnson for the technical difficulties.
Fountain Hills cheerleaders or spirit line are on the floor doing a little routine. A lot of red in the crowd. Next game is, who's
It's-
playing the next one?
Pima, and I'm not sure. This is the 2A boys next.
And I believe old St. John's team is being honored at halftime,
Yes.
as Mela Bradshaw was telling me.
There was also my old, where I lived, Clifton was honored at halftime. Lived there from until 1984.
We
Moved to
have
St. John's End.
Judge Latham and his wife Shannon are listening in Round Valley, cheering on St. John's girls. Again,
Fountain
big
Hills,
thank you.
Fountain Hills with the ball. St. John's with a 3-point lead, 36-33 is the score.
Big
Fountain
thank you
Hills
to
the ball.
Judge Latham to help our youth.
Scramble for the ball, foul on St. John's.
That's their third foul.
It's on
Lucy
number 4,
Sundahl draws
Lucy
the
Sundahl.
foul. Or commits the foul.
Her first.
3-point game, 2:45 remaining.
Taylor Rogers to inbound. To Shaunaman, now to Bonaha. Bonaha gets to Levick. Levick back to Bonaha.
We got to get a stop here. St. John's needs a stop. Dribbling on top.
Bonaha lobs it back to Rogers. Taken away by jump ball. It'll go St. John's way. Jordan Sinigini reached for the ball, and Olivia Richardson dove for it to force.
Olivia almost had that ball, and then
Almost did, and then Sinigini
Yes.
came in and forced the jump ball. Sinigini playing an outstanding game, the championship game as a freshman. Olivia Richardson running fast, up in the paint,
Get in
layup, rolls around and scores! 5-point lead for the Redskins,
2:17.
2:16.
Coming up to 2 minutes, as Suzanne just said.
Bonaha
Ooh, tip.
lobs it to Rogers. Nope, that's Michaela Smith. Now
Defense.
Bonaha, Sadie Smith fouled out earlier in the fourth quarter for Fountain Hills there without their leading scorer
Oh,
for the
no.
rest of the game. Deep three from
3-point.
Michaela Smith.
misses, bounces off the rim.
Misses Rogers. Forced out by Sinigini. Knight gets the ball.
Rory
Knight,
Knight.
Knight facing pressure. Olivia
Olivia has
Richardson
it.
gets it to Lucy Sundahl. Oh, that's almost taken away by Levick. Sundahl able to keep a hold of it, gets to Richardson. Now Udall with the ball. She's back in the game. Loses it. That's taken away by Bonaha.
Yeah, they need to calm down. They're doing it just as scrambled as Fountain Hills is.
And Bonaha misses the layup out of bounds off of St. John's, off of a knee. It'll be Fountain Hills ball.
1 minute, 24 seconds.
St. John's with a 5-point lead, 38-33. Morgan Lee,
They have two-
soccer championship MVP, re-enters. Lucy Sundahl goes to the bench.
Yeah, Coach Davis has 2 timeouts. He might need to take one here shortly and calm them down.
Davis has 2 timeouts left. Fountain Hills
Rebound.
has 1.
Morgan
Rebound,
Lee has
Morgan
the
Lee. Olivia Richardson with the ball, 1:17 in the game. Olivia Richardson with the ball.
They need to run some time
Gets it out
here.
to Udall. Udall open shot, bounces around, missed. Rebound, Bonaha.
Oh my gosh.
Hand check on Sinigini.
Yeah, calls it from all the way across the floor in front of the center official. That's one that you really don't want to get unless you're 1,000% sure
Yes.
that it's a foul, because it's right in front of another official.
5-point game. St. John's with the 38-33 lead. Timeout taken by Coach Ray Davis. 1:05 left in the game.
This is, the score is 38-33, 1 minute and 5 seconds left, 38-33. And this is why all 3 of us don't get on at the same time on audio, because we all want to talk. And I get a little excited. So I've been cheering this whole time instead of broadcasting.
Mary Freddy, one of our good officials up north, says she's tuning into the audio because the NFHS is 2 minutes behind. Which, Mary, I'll be honest, we've streamed to the NFHS before, and it was a 5-minute delay. So
From St. John's,
So
yeah.
2's really good. But she says she loves the video portion because Kale is so animated.
And we have Chalk Walk Shed saying, Kale, you're awesome. It feels like I'm there. Kale is doing fantastic. So a lot of accolades for Kale.
I might have to wear some boxing headgear so that I don't get punched if anything else happens exciting on the St. John's side of the court.
Kale is actually, this is a career he wants to do. So thank you all for your kind words for him. He actually has been accepted to ASU, to the Walter Cronkite School of Broadcasting and Journalism.
Yeah, we're excited, to see where this leads him. And again,
I agree. It was a good timeout. Calm him down. Some of these.
On the court for the Redskins with 1:05 left, Olivia Richardson, Lucy Sundahl, Rory Knight, Abby Udall, and Jordan Sinjini. Jordan Sinjini off the bench, 18 minutes and 16 seconds.
1
has
minute.
played phenomenally.
1 minute left. 1 minute.
St.
Less
John's
than a minute.
St. John's with a 5-point lead. Sinjini tips it, but
that was good.
Fountain Hills keeps a
Good
hold of it.
closeout.
Bonaha trying to make sense of this. Tips!
Oh,
By
that's a good
Sinjini.
call. That's a great call. The ball was tipped out. It was probably going to go out of bounds, but
Foul
Abby Udall went through the back. So they are going to shoot 2 fouls from here on out. 2 shots, 48 seconds left.
Fifth foul on St. John's. There's 1 for Fountain Hills. Foul counts 5-1. 48 seconds left in the game. Shoneman at the line. This St. John's crowd is loud.
38.
Misses the first.
38-33.
Yep, you got
5-point lead for the Redskins with 48.2 seconds.
You're looking at a 2-possession game regardless of what happens on this shot. St. John's girls have to be strong with the ball because Fountain Hills will come after them to foul.
Shoneman
Makes a
makes
second.
a second 4-point lead for the Redskins. Timeout, Fountain Hills. It is their final timeout. St. John's has 1 timeout left. 48 seconds left in regulation.
You want to get your best foul shooters out there on the floor right now. Substitute offense, defense. Get your best foul shooters and ball handlers out there because Fountain Hills is going to come after you. They have to foul to get back in this game because it's a 2-possession game. St. John's could take it down to 13 seconds without having to shoot at all. And then if they make it, they could let it sit out of bounds and the game's over. So Fountain Hills is out of timeouts. They've only
John's has
committed
one
1
more.
foul. And so here we go.
Does anyone know the last time St. John's, the last time they were here was 2009 in the championship game, but they lost.
I don't remember when
We
they
won
won it
that.
last, but it was within
Any
our
one
marriage.
of our 95 viewers
Yes,
know?
does anyone know the last time St. John's girls won the basketball championship? I want to say it was the 90s, but there may have been one in the
No,
2000s.
I thought they won it in the 2000 when we were married.
They were here last year in the semifinals, fell short to Miami.
Yeah, if you're my age, the 90s seems like yesterday. But
They were yesterday. Everything else is an illusion.
here we go.
Here we go.
48.2 seconds.
48.2 seconds, Fountain Hills.
Loud
Fountain
here.
Hills.
St.
Full-
John's will have the ball.
It is the Madhouse on McDowell here.
Madhouse on McDowell.
Full house. Fountain Hills has a full court press. I would shoot one out. Just shoot one out, go over the top. There you go. Shoot it over the
Olivia
top.
Richardson gets it to Udall.
All the way, just all the way down the court.
Udall,
There you go.
All right, now don't
Udall
worry.
gets it across half court to
Lucy.
Sundahl. Sundahl to Richardson. Olivia Richardson. Foul.
Now see,
Rogers.
they took a lot
Fountain
of time
Hills.
off. They took 12 seconds off. They have 3 more fouls to give. So they've got to continue just doing that. St. John's doesn't have to worry about shooting the ball right now. They're up 4. So what they need to do here,
Possession game.
36.3 seconds.
you can go in the back court and get the ball.
1
So
second separates the shot clock.
I should have thrown it in the back court.
Oh, Jordan.
Synergy's
Oh my gosh. We have
Crash. We have a crash on the
that
court.
is a major collision over there. We probably have a couple of kids hurt.
Synergy's on the ground. Bonaha able to get up.
Oh, they both get up.
They're both up.
2011 is the last time the girls won a state championship, according to Connor Lee. Thank you.
With
30,
a half-court buzzer beater. Thank you,
2011.
Connor.
33.2 seconds
Synergy's
left.
still in the game. Shot clock is off.
Send
33.2.
Send
St.
someone
John's
deep.
has a 4-point lead.
Richardson lobs out Sundahl
You got
across
10
half
seconds.
court.
Don't worry about it. You have 10 seconds to get across. Get
Gets
it
it to
across.
Richardson. Foul. Bonaha.
So that is
The
their
fourth
fourth.
foul.
28.5 seconds left. 28.5 seconds.
28.5 seconds.
All right. Next shot's going to get us on next foul will put us on the free throw line. You want to get the ball to your best shooter right here.
Richardson to pass in. That's Olivia Richardson. Livia gets it to Sundal. Sundal to Udall. Udall had the open shot, decided to
Passing it
go
around.
back. Foul, Bonaha.
23 seconds left. Exactly 23 seconds. Shooting 2.
Is that
Rory Knight shooting 2. She was fouled. She drew the foul, and Rory Knight shooting 2.
Again, take a quick thank you for all our viewing. Thank you to Judge Michael Latham for creating Legacy Teen Productions as part of our Legacy teen centers, leadership clubs, all the programming, proactive engagement with the youth of our communities.
Rory Knight makes the first.
She makes it.
5-point lead for the Redskins. Still a 2-possession game.
Yep, she needs to hit this, and they have to go for 3.
In the 2A Girls Championship game.
Okay, we may need some donations. Does anyone have an extra inhaler? Kale is going to need an extra inhaler shortly after this. We're up to 102 viewers.
It's fine. I took it before this.
Oh, he took it before this.
He muted himself to say that.
40 to 30. No, I muted myself to.
I know, but I
take a
repeated
drink.
it so everyone would know
Let's
that.
go Redskins.
40
Let's go
to
Redskins.
34. St. John's
Let's
with
go
the
Redskins.
6-point lead.
Let's go Redskins. FYI, shout out to Brody. Wait, he has been leading cheers this whole time.
Love Rice. It is 40 to 34.
Brody.
23 seconds left. We have very excited St. John's crowd, and I would say 75 to 80% of the crowd here today is St.
The
John's.
score is 40 to 34. 40 to 34, 23 seconds left. St. John's is up 40
We are up
to 34.
And we're up to 148 people
Wow, it just
watching.
spiked.
Kim, wow, yeah, no kidding. Kim Cole,
Let's hope our
one of-
sound's still
used to
working.
work with us, and now is over in the health department. Says, "Great job, Kale." I'm not going to finish it up.
40 to 34.
Go. 23 seconds left. 6-point lead for the Redskins. Fountain Hills will
Foul.
have the ball on the court for the Redskins. Number 1, Morgan Lee. Number 2, Olivia Richardson. Number 4, Lucy Sundal. Number 21, Rory Knight. Number 40, Gordon Sinigini. No dribble on Bonaha. St.
We
John's
get the
has the ball.
17.2
seconds.
Jinx.
Jinx.
All right, it's going to be quiet here now because they believe in the jinx thing. You're going to hear from Paul Hancock.
Okay, Morgan Lee inbounds.
Got a foul.
Shove.
Girls are all over this court. There's another Fountain Hills girl that fell to the ground. She's
They're
hurting.
giving their all. Like,
I'm telling you what,
both sides.
if you didn't get to see this in person, wish we
Sinigini.
could have. This was an absolute battle.
Sinigini to shoot 2.
We would send him over for that 8th grade game, B. Sandoval,
But we're going to be in
we're
Florida.
actually leaving on a spring break trip.
Sinigini makes the first 3-possession game. 16.2 seconds. 41-34 is the score.
7-point lead for the Redskins, 16.2 seconds.
3-possession game.
I will keep saying that because I know that.
Holy cow. I feel like I'm back in California. Like Kale is shaking so much, it's like an earthquake.
No, this is exciting.
This is-
Sinigini
Oh,
misses
in and
the
out.
Rolled
second.
out.
Bone.
But almost turned over by
What
Fountain
an
Hills.
effort by Fountain Hills to keep it inbounds. Bonaha shot.
Oh,
Oh,
Foul.
foul.
that's unfortunate.
I
She
don't
did
know why
everything
we
she
fouled.
could. Yeah. I mean, St. John's girls work hard.
Foul on number 4, Lucy Sundal.
She just didn't back up quickly enough.
This St. John's bench is jumping up with joy right now. Bonaha at the line.
We have the superintendent here getting ready to film the celebration, as everyone can feel it with 7.6 seconds left. They made the first one,
Makes
41
the
to
first
35.
6-point game.
Ivana goes back in for Rory. Rory Knight has played
Rory.
one
Rory
fantastic
Knight.
basketball game today. A ton of rebounds, turnovers, big foul shots.
Rory Knight and Jordan Sinigini have been the MVPs of the
Five.
semifinal and final
36,
stretch.
41,
5-point
5-point
lead.
lead, 7
Richardson
points.
inbounds Sinigini. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. Richardson. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Sinigini. 3-point shot for Sinigini. St. John's wins the championship! St. John's wins! St. John's 41-36 wins the championship game against Fountain Hills. And what a celebration from
What
St.
an
John's.
incredible basketball game.
Wow.
An incredible finish.
Wow, go Reds.
Kudos to Fountain Hills. They played an amazing game.
St. John's
They had the lead, and St. John's just
soccer championship and now basketball championship for the St. John's Redskin girls. That's awesome.
thank you guys, each and every one of you for
41,
watching.
36 last or Fight song. School we love so well. For the dear old school we'll yell and yell and yell. We're gonna fight, fight, fight with all our might. We won't give up until the score is right. For that dear school spirit, sis boom ba rah rah rah. S-J-H-S, S-J-H-S, St. John's High.
This St. John's team has just won championship for 2A girls. What a season. Started the season in regular season play, losing to Round Valley and Holbrook, and since then just kept on winning.
Let's keep it going, Kale, and let's turn the camera around for the getting the trophy. Let's let everyone see the trophy celebration.
Final lines, Jordan Sinigini, 16 points, 10 ahead of Rory Nye, who was second. 48 total rebounds for the Redskins. St. John's led in this game 24 minutes and 3 seconds.
Okay, we get a vote for the MVP. So those guys on chat, tell me who the MVP was. You will get my vote.
Fallon Hills currently accepting the runner-up trophy.
That was a heck of an effort by Fountain Hills. 2 epic battles between Fountain Hills and St. John's in the playoffs this year. First in the Copper, and then obviously here tonight, or this morning, 9 a.m. The good news is it's lunchtime, and
You know what Ray said in an interview that was on?
Yeah, we'll play at
He's
7.
like, we'll play at 7. Someone asked, how do you feel about playing at 9? That's early. He's like, we'll play at 7.
Now fans, for championship game tonight, the media and children's most valuable.
So trophy just given to Fountain Hills.
And here goes the St. John's
And
girls.
do you
And
hear it?
Jordan Sinigini wins the MVP. Jordan Sinigini as a freshman
And
for the St. John's team. 16 points in this game, 5 total rebounds, drew 4 fouls, had 4 steals, only 2 turnovers. St. John's had a 15-point swing whenever she was on the court. Jordan Sinigini wins MVP.
And deservedly so. On chat, there was a few responses, and I guess we should have done that before.
Yes.
She is speechless.
Amazing. She played phenomenally. Isn't she a freshman? Didn't
She
you
is
just
a
say that?
freshman. She's a freshman.
She's a freshman. Tyler Caramelli with the golden ball, and there go the girls. You see, right there says it all. Right there says it all. Not one girl is upset that Jordan wasn't the MVP. Jordan, every one of them is happy for her. That's team. That's family. That's how you win championships. So kudos.
What a game for Sinigini and this whole St. John's team.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Coach Ray Davis. He won a championship in baseball as a coach. Now he has one as a basketball coach. And I promise you, if you go to ask him about it, he'll tell you to talk to the girls. They deserve it.
Yeah, last week I tried to not last week, 2 days ago, I tried to interview Coach Ray Davis. He directed me to 4 players he wanted everyone to hear from.
All right.
Who would have expected St. John's to make this run in this season? They started off 0-2 and did nothing but win since.
All right. That was a fantastic game.
Other than their quarterfinal loss in the Open to Tuba City.
That was a fantastic game.
What a
So,
game.
Kale, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
From us at the Loft and part of these programs. Thank you for stepping up and taking part of and doing such a fantastic job as our sports commentator. We appreciate you. Great job. Oh, our county attorney for St. John's is out there on the floor, Jasmine. She's out there to congratulate the girls as well. So she made the trip down. Also, Tuba City and Winter Rock play later today for the championship as well.
So good luck to them. But again, we're going to sign
We're
off.
going to sign off here for the final time this year for basketball. I'm Cale Hancock, Paul Hancock, Legacy Team Productions.
Have a
Thank
great
you for
day.